A couple of weeks ago, we were out riding and the rear suspension was creaking like crazy on this bike. So I took it all apart because I suspected maybe the factory didn't grease up any of the bolts, and for sure that was the case. I was really surprised actually, and once I re-greased all the parts and assembled it back together, it was great. The creaking was completely gone. So in the future, if you have a creaky rear suspension on the ERIDE Pro, more than likely they didn't grease the suspension parts. So I'd suggest to do that. But today I'm gonna go a little bit farther and install some aftermarket parts for the rear lower linkage arm and also an adjustable triangle. This heavy hitter adjustable triangle can actually increase the distance between the swing arm and the seat subframe up to 1 inch. And actually I wanna do that because when I put this 16-inch rear tire on this bike, it dropped the back end a little bit, so the seat sits more flat. Right now it's on a stand, but when both tires are on the ground, this seat is pretty flat. Adjusting the height of the lower linkage arm can impact the geometry of the bike negatively. So they did it the opposite way than most of the Sarong kits are. So we're gonna try those out and see if it can make the bike just a little bit more comfortable to ride for me. Nice chamfered edges everywhere. And best of all, it's adjustable. It has these inserts that you can put in that will change the ride height. And these inserts go in really easy right here. And I'll put some grease on them when I do the final, just like that. And these are made of stainless and can adjust the height with that. I'm gonna use this 1/2-inch ratchet and 6mm hex, and I have some grease and some gloves to install them. All right. Let's get all these stock parts off. The first thing I'm gonna do is remove this bolt and nut that is holding the shock onto the lower linkage arm. So I'll take the 6mm hex and my ratchet and get this lower shock connection off. So the next thing is to remove this bolt and nut here that's on the middle part of the lower linkage arm. So I'll use this 6mm and get these prickly pegs off so I can get access to these bolts on the lower triangle. With the pegs off, I can remove those last 2 bolts to remove the triangle. And I'll use this zip tie to keep the shock out of the way while I'm doing these parts. I don't want it banging around. And there's the stock part. Let's compare it with the new ones. I need this bolt and nut for the new part, so I'm gonna get these off. Just gonna grease these up because if you don't, you're gonna hear it at some point. And then this will connect to here. And then this will install like this on the bike. I'll put some grease on these surfaces. Any metal surface that comes in contact with another metal surface, I will put grease on it. Before I can mount the middle linkage to the swing arm, I'm gonna clean it because it's really dirty, and then I'm gonna grease it up on both sides of the metal and also grease the bolt. So let's make sure everything lines up. Oh yeah, now I just need to put a bolt right there and it's done. So I have everything mounted and aligned and it fits great. And I can already tell that the distance between the top of the tire and the tail is a little bit more, maybe about that much. We'll check it later. So now to finish this thing off, I'm just gonna remove these nuts. I'm gonna clean the threads on these bolts and put Loctite so these can't come off later. Now I can put the pricklies back on. Looks good, right? Pretty easy. What did it take? About 20 minutes, maybe? 25 minutes? Hello? What are you doing, man?
I don't know the time, man.
I'm asking somebody a question, you gotta reply, man, or else I look like an idiot. I can tell that this part is like maybe that much higher, for sure. Can see it. Let's see. Let me sit on this thing. Oh yeah, man, that's perfect now. Before, when the suspension was fully out, it was still a little bit below me. But now I'm flat-footed and it feels perfect. This is good. This is just another way to raise the seat. On the Swingarm, I have peg extenders and seat extenders. But on this bike, I didn't do it. So we need to get this thing out and test. We need to test this battery. Sweet. Finally, I got a chance to get this bike out today. The weather is kick-ass. Let's see what this thing's all about. Wow. I love jumping those speed bumps. Sometimes I come down here, around until the security guards kick me out. Man, the torque is crazy. Wow, the torque on this thing is nuts. Just instant power, no matter any speed. Just do wheelies up and down here on the weekends because there's not much traffic in here. Go around the speed bump. Man, I can't wait to get this thing out today. I think we're gonna take the ramp. I got this little wooden jump ramp. Super portable, easy to move around. Let's get these things loaded up and get out to the riverside. That's our ramp. Let's hit it. Power is crazy on the bike, dude. The ramp is sick. It's fun, man.
Ow! Ow!
Now we're trying to calibrate the display and the speed to make sure everything's correct. I think I was doing about 52.
Yeah, 52.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. Good, good, good. That's about right then. The display seems calibrated. Too easy. Dude, the bike is sick. I don't know what to say. I'm blown away with it, even with just the stock motor. It's like a totally different bike. If you have an ERIDE Pro SS, I highly recommend a Chai battery for it and an X9000 controller. The linkage feels great. It's the perfect height now. I hope you guys are digging the build so far. Still gonna put the XLB60 on it, crank it up to 32 kilowatts. Then I'll probably be done with it. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.